I feel like Debbie Reynolds would have had one too many bruises by the time she finished filming The Mating Game. The amount that her character is thrown about and she's swinging from ropes and jumping off of buildings, quite low down barn buildings, but nevertheless, Mariette, her character, is very agile and has some beautiful movements in this. This is the 1959 film The Mating Game, directed by George Marshall, with a screenplay by William Roberts. It's apparently based on the novel The Darling Buds of May by H.E. Bates, which I haven't read. If you have read it and know how it compares, please feel free to let me know. So this focuses largely on a family of farmers, and this IRS agent comes along to do an audit, and it seems that he keeps trying to find ways where they've dodged taxes, but the family find ways of actually saying that's not the case. For example, I won't spoil too many examples, I promise, but just to give you an example of the kind of thing, there's one point where the family did a trade-off with somebody. They gave somebody something, I can't remember what it was, cattle, I think, and they got an organ in exchange. So they're not actually dealing with money. And the IRS guy is like, but it's still profit. You're still profiting by gaining this material possession. And he asks where this organ is now, and the family explained that they gave the organ to the church. And the IRS guy just cannot get his head around the fact that they would just give away the organ without getting any profit in return, without, selling it. And it's little things like that where this family are so heartwarming and maybe a little bit atypical to the kind of people that the IRS agent is used to dealing with. And he's very straight-laced and uptight. But this family are working towards loosening him up and making him see that not everything is black and white and not everything has to be about profit and gain and taxes. And this largely revolves around Mariette, who is, I'm not exactly sure if her age was mentioned, but I'd say she's maybe, I don't know, 18, 19. Debbie Reynolds at the time in 1959 would have been 32, 42, 52, mid 20s. So I'd say she's maybe just slightly younger than that in the actual film itself. She's certainly at the coming of age where she's going to take a fancy to certain men, and she's also very beautiful, very young, very sprightly. As I said, she's very agile and energetic and full of this great kind of effervescence and this love of life. In fact, there's just one line in it where she says being alive is so great. And she's definitely kind of almost the opposite of this IRS agent. And the IRS agent is played by Tony Randall. His name is Lorenzo Charlton. I should probably mention that. And I just loved the differences between them and the relationship, not always a positive relationship, but the way their characters intertwined and the way they developed around one another. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I loved the setting. I loved the rural environment. I thought it was very funny, very entertaining, very well directed. The movements are brilliant. As I said, Debbie Reynolds is just non-stop, high energy, swinging from ropes, rolling through barrels of hay. Yeah, I imagine it was very physically intense, and it's not the kind of film you would expect to be quite so physically demanding. But it's lovely, and I love her hairstyle as well. So hats off to the hair and makeup department because her hair looked amazing, and I'd love to know how to reproduce that. The main game is a lot of fun. It's delightful. It's full of surprises. It's brilliantly acted, well directed. The music is great. The title song, The Maiden Game with Debbie Reynolds, is just absolutely beautiful. I watched this on Amazon Prime. It's actually really hard to find and get hold of, but if you do give it a watch, I am pretty confident that it's one that you're going to genuinely thoroughly enjoy.